Welcome to Mind Mist. In today's video, we'll explore the strange habits people develop after enduring narcissistic abuse. These behaviors are coping mechanisms that may seem odd to others but are deeply rooted in their experiences. Imagine living in a world where every step feels like walking on eggshells, constantly adapting to avoid conflict and criticism. This is the reality for many who have suffered narcissistic abuse. These coping mechanisms, though unusual, are their way of surviving and protecting themselves in a chaotic environment. We'll delve into these peculiar habits, understand why they occur, and how they can evolve over time. By shedding light on these behaviors, we hope to foster empathy and provide insights that can aid in the healing process. So, let's begin our journey into understanding these unique survival strategies and the path to recovery. 1. People-pleasing. Imagine you're at a picnic, constantly checking if there's enough food or if the seating is comfortable for everyone. This behavior is similar to the people-pleasing tendencies that many develop after dealing with a narcissist. They turn every day into an endless quest to keep the peace, often putting others' needs and happiness before their own. This strategy is a way to dodge conflict or criticism after facing a narcissist's unpredictable reactions. They've learned to anticipate and adapt to others' moods and preferences as a form of self-protection. But this people-pleasing isn't just about avoiding the bad stuff. It's also a quest for approval. They seek the thumbs up they've been conditioned to crave, a nod that says they're doing everything right. The silver lining is that this knack for tuning into others' needs can be helpful when balanced with self-care. It's all about finding that sweet spot where making others happy doesn't mean sacrificing their own happiness. 2. Self-isolation. Picture a turtle retreating into its shell at the first sign of danger. Similarly, some individuals react to the storm of narcissistic abuse by isolating themselves. They retreat into their own space, shielding themselves from further harm. This self-isolation isn't about shunning social interactions or becoming a hermit by choice. It's a survival tactic. It's a way to heal in solitude, away from potential triggers that might reopen old wounds. For those who've dealt with a narcissist, the world can seem a bit off-kilter. Interactions that seem straightforward to others might feel like a minefield to them. It's about more than just avoiding further abuse. It's also about feeling like an alien in their own story, misunderstood by those who haven't walked in their shoes. However, this isn't everlasting. It's a chapter in their journey toward healing. With time, understanding, and support, they can emerge stronger, ready to spread their wings once again. Excessive apologizing. Imagine you're playing a video game where the rules keep changing and you never really know what's going to set off a booby trap. For those who've been in the orbit of a narcissist, life feels like this game. They become so attuned to avoiding traps, like the narcissist's wrath or criticism, that they start saying sorry as if it were going out of style. They apologize for minor mishaps like a gloomy weather or slow pizza delivery, beyond their control. Their sorry button is stuck on autopilot. This over-apologizing is their way of trying to keep the peace, to smooth over any ripples before they turn into waves. It's their way of wearing an invisible shield, hoping to deflect any potential negativity or conflict. Recognizing this pattern is the first step to changing it. With awareness, support, and perhaps a dash of humor about their sorry syndrome, they can start to reset that button, learning when and where apologies are genuinely needed. 4. Difficulty making decisions. Ever been stuck choosing between chocolate and vanilla ice cream? Now imagine feeling that way about almost every decision, big or small. This is a slice of reality for folks who've weathered the storm of narcissistic abuse. Their choices and opinions were constantly under the microscope, criticized, or outright dismissed. Over time, this relentless undermining can take a toll, turning decision-making into an uphill battle. These individuals struggle to trust their gut on anything from picking a movie to choosing what shirt to wear. This indecision doesn't show a lack of intelligence or capability. It's the residue of having their confidence chipped away, leaving them second-guessing their every move. However, with support, patience, and perhaps a nudge or two, they can start to recalibrate their internal guidance system. This will rebuild trust in themselves, one small choice at a time. 5. Obsession with personal relationships. Ever replayed every conversation in your head, scrutinizing every word? Imagine doing that with every interaction, text, and casual comment. Welcome to the world of someone who's had bad experiences with a narcissist. They become like detectives in their own lives, scrutinizing every small detail in relationships to avoid any potential red flags or hidden meanings. This isn't about curiosity or being nosy. It's a learned behavior from trying to navigate the unpredictable waters of a relationship with a narcissist, where what was said often didn't match what was meant. This heightened vigilance is their way of trying to regain some control, to protect themselves from being blindsided again. However, this pattern is not permanent. It's possible to dial down the magnifying glass and enjoy interactions without overanalyzing every detail. It takes time, support, and a big dose of self-compassion, but the brain can learn to switch from constant alert mode to enjoying the present moment. With a little understanding and encouragement, they can learn to set down the binoculars and enjoy the view. 6. Unusual resilience and empathy. Now for the grand finale, a shimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. Let's talk about the unexpected gifts that emerge from the stormy weather of narcissistic relationships. Resilience and empathy. Imagine going through a tough obstacle course, coming out bruised but with muscles you didn't know you had. That's the kind of strength we're talking about here. Survivors of narcissistic abuse have been through the emotional ringer, yes, but in that process, they've developed a resilience that's as impressive as a superhero's shield. They've learned to pick themselves up, dust off their knees, and keep moving forward, even when the going gets tough. This isn't just toughness. It's a deep-rooted strength that comes from having navigated some seriously choppy emotional waters. And then there's empathy. Having felt the sting of being misunderstood or devalued, these individuals often develop a profound ability to connect with others' feelings. They're like emotional linguists, fluent in the language of the heart, able to tune into others' emotions with a precision that's almost uncanny. So while the journey through narcissistic abuse is challenging, it can also forge some pretty remarkable qualities. Think of it as a crucible, transforming raw ore into precious metal. Survivors emerge not just intact, but enriched, carrying with them an incredible capacity for understanding and a resilience that's nothing short of inspiring. Now that's a plot twist worth celebrating. 7. Hypervigilance. Imagine living in a state of constant alertness, always on the lookout for potential threats. This is the reality for many who have experienced narcissistic abuse. Hypervigilance becomes their norm, where they continuously scan their environment for any signs of danger or disapproval. This heightened state of awareness is a survival mechanism, a way to anticipate and prevent negative encounters. This constant alertness can be exhausting and can prevent individuals from fully relaxing and enjoying life. However, recognizing this pattern is the first step toward change. Through practices like mindfulness and relaxation techniques, they can learn to lower their guard and gradually feel safe in their surroundings again. 8. Perfectionism. Imagine feeling that you have to get everything just right all the time. This is a common habit for those who have been criticized by a narcissist. They develop perfectionist tendencies as a way to avoid further criticism. Every task becomes a potential minefield, where even the smallest mistake could lead to harsh judgment. This drive for perfection can be paralyzing and lead to immense stress. It's important to understand that perfection is an unattainable goal and that making mistakes is a natural part of life. Learning to accept imperfections and view them as opportunities for growth can be liberating and help in overcoming this habit. 9. Chronic self-doubt. Have you ever second-guessed yourself repeatedly? For those who have faced narcissistic abuse, chronic self-doubt is a common aftermath. Their self-esteem has been systematically eroded, leaving them questioning their abilities and worth. This pervasive doubt affects all areas of life, making even simple decisions feel daunting. Building self-confidence is crucial. This can be achieved through positive affirmations, setting small, achievable goals, and celebrating successes, no matter how minor they may seem. Over time, these small steps can rebuild their self-esteem and diminish the self-doubt that holds them back. 10. Fear of success. Imagine fearing that your achievements will bring negative consequences rather than rewards. This fear of success often develops in individuals who have been overshadowed by a narcissist's need to be the center of attention. They worry that their success might provoke jealousy or criticism, leading them to downplay their accomplishments or avoid pursuing their goals altogether. Overcoming this fear involves recognizing that their success is valid and that they deserve to celebrate their achievements. Surrounding themselves with supportive and encouraging people can help them embrace their successes without fear. 11. Emotional numbing. Picture a world where your emotions are dulled, where you feel disconnected from both joy and sorrow. Emotional numbing is a defense mechanism used by those who've been through the emotional roller coaster of narcissistic abuse. By numbing their feelings, they try to protect themselves from the pain and unpredictability they once faced. However, this also means missing out on the full spectrum of emotions, including positive experiences. Healing involves gradually reconnecting with their emotions, perhaps through therapy or creative outlets like writing and art, which can help them safely explore and express their feelings. 12. Codependency. Imagine basing your self-worth entirely on your ability to meet someone else's needs. This is a common habit among those who have been entangled with a narcissist. Codependency involves an excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a partner, often at the cost of one's own needs and well-being. Breaking free from codependency requires learning to prioritize self-care and establish healthy boundaries. It's about rediscovering one's identity and independence and understanding that self-worth comes from within, not from pleasing others. 13. Avoidance of conflict. Imagine going to great lengths to avoid any form of disagreement or confrontation. For those who have endured narcissistic abuse, conflict often meant severe repercussions, leading them to develop a deep-seated fear of it. They might go out of their way to keep the peace, even at the expense of their own needs and feelings. Learning to handle conflict in a healthy manner is essential. This involves developing assertiveness skills and understanding that not all conflict is destructive. Constructive disagreements can lead to growth and better relationships when handled appropriately. 14. Seeking external validation. Have you ever felt the need for constant reassurance from others? This habit is common among those who have been undermined by a narcissist. Their self-worth becomes dependent on external validation, seeking approval and praise to feel good about themselves. Building internal validation is key. This involves developing self-acceptance and learning to trust one's own judgment. Practices like journaling, self-reflection, and mindfulness can help individuals connect with their inner sense of worth. 15. Difficulty trusting others. Imagine finding it hard to trust anyone, always doubting their intentions. This lack of trust often stems from the betrayal and manipulation experienced in a narcissistic relationship. They may struggle to form new relationships or fully open up to others, fearing they will be hurt again. Rebuilding trust is a gradual process. It involves taking small steps to open up and form connections, understanding that not everyone will betray or hurt them. Therapy can also be beneficial in working through trust issues and learning to build healthy relationships. 16. Overthinking. Imagine your mind constantly replaying past events, analyzing every detail, and worrying about future scenarios. Overthinking becomes a way of life for those who have dealt with a narcissist. This habit can lead to anxiety and prevent them from living in the present. Practicing mindfulness and grounding techniques can help manage overthinking. Learning to focus on the present moment and letting go of unnecessary worries can reduce anxiety and improve overall well-being. 17. Hyperindependence. Finally, imagine feeling that you can only rely on yourself, refusing help from anyone. This hyperindependence often develops as a result of having been let down by a narcissist. They become fiercely self-reliant, fearing that accepting help might lead to further manipulation or disappointment. While independence is valuable, it's also important to recognize that seeking support and collaboration can be beneficial. Learning to trust and accept help from others can lead to healthier, more balanced relationships. Surviving narcissistic abuse is a testament to one's strength and resilience. While the journey is difficult, it also brings profound growth and unexpected gifts. By understanding these strange habits and taking proactive steps towards healing, survivors can reclaim their lives and find joy and fulfillment once again. Recovery is a journey that involves recognizing these behaviors, seeking support, and gradually rebuilding one's sense of self. It's about learning to trust again, setting healthy boundaries, and rediscovering passions and interests that may have been overshadowed by the narcissistic relationship. With time and effort, these once ingrained coping mechanisms can transform into strengths. Resilience, empathy, and self-awareness often emerge from the healing process, allowing survivors to connect with others on a deeper level and to navigate future relationships with confidence and clarity. Remember, healing is not linear, and it's okay to seek help along the way. Whether it's through therapy, support groups, or leaning on friends and family, the path to recovery is paved with understanding and compassion for oneself. By embracing self-care and celebrating small victories, survivors can gradually rebuild their confidence and rediscover their inner strength. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support shapes our discussions. Each like and subscription not only supports the channel, but also contributes to our shared learning experience. For more on coping with narcissism and related topics, check out our other videos. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you in our next video, where we'll continue exploring topics that matter to you. Until next time, take care and stay strong.